After the ruling in the Supreme Court, it is the case that you are protected now by both biological reality and the law in saying that transgender women are not women. A watershed moment for the rights of women. Rosie Duffield is the MP for Canterbury, Whitstable and the Villages and has been campaigning on this issue for a long time. Thank you very much indeed for coming on the programme, Rosie. If this is a victory, what or who is it a victory for?
Women's rights, just all the women that have been discriminated against at work, the Darlington nurses, for example, who just want to get changed in their own space just for their biological sex and not share it with a man who declares that he's a woman despite having all of the male biological characteristics intact.
Who has lost?
Nobody. Trans rights are still protected in the Equality Act as they should be. Trans rights are still the same as every other human's rights. But women in the workplace now have that backup. And, employers should be assured that we will fight if we're discriminated against.
I guess, though, that people who have a gender recognition certificate have gone through the process to do what they thought was legalising their sex as having changed from, in this case, male to female. They lose because it makes a mockery of their gender recognition certificate, this ruling, doesn't it?
I can see how they might interpret it that way, but the Equality Act always made it very clear that women, as a biologically protected characteristic, as trans people are as well, our rights should not clash with those people, but they did, unfortunately. And a certificate doesn't mean that you've changed to being biologically female or male.
Well, in the law, it did.
No, it's just misinterpreted. Having a gender recognition certificate doesn't allow you to enter those spaces that are protected for women.
And that's what the clarification was, or the effect of the clarification is going to be from the Supreme Court. What's this going to mean practically then? What's it going to mean for women's refuges, women's prisons, gyms, toilets, that kind of thing?
It means they have to uphold the Equality Act. They have to protect women. Those places are full of very vulnerable women who in prison usually often have been trafficked, raped, abused. They need to have a space free from biological men, and now they can insist on it.
How did we get here? How did this happen? That the Supreme Court needed to clarify in law what a woman was?
I think because a lot of people fudged what the law really meant, politicians included, political parties, the College of Policing, lots of people were misrepresenting that law, and Stonewall and other bodies like that have a lot to answer for because they sort of advised people on the law as they wished it to be and not actually how it was. And it's taken these Supreme Court judges to back up for women in Scotland when they said, actually, you're not applying the law correctly. And Scotland was where we saw a lot of this playing out.
Thank you very much indeed for coming on. Rosie Duffield, MP for Canterbury, Whitstable and the Villages.